Hello and welcome back to Europa Universalis. We are continuing on with the Grand Greek Order, going for our big finale plan today. I want to go to war with Egypt. We have two main things that we got to do for that. The New World is basically locked down. It's ready to go. It's just going to start expanding on its own, so we can start funneling our economy back into our own territory. The big thing that Egypt has ahead of us right now is manpower. They have a maximum manpower of 80,000, while we have a manpower maximum of 30,000. So I want to funnel a bunch of money into armories. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the old Catholic page under Society Religion. Under Catholicism? Papal Bulls. I wanted to call it Crusade. And I'm realizing that Crusade is no longer here in the debate section. And I'm wondering whether or not we can call a crusade while the War of Religions is happening. This might be the thing. I mean, Bohemia is for sure gonna lose this. They're up against the entire rest of Germany. So I have a feeling this will be solved. But we have a little bit of time for us to prep. And then, I mean, worst case, we can just go to Egypt and bring in Hungary, Naples, and Castile. And I think that will be more than enough to do what we need to do. So, let's unpause this and get things rolling a little bit. Is there a time-lapse feature? Ooh, I would love that. Not that I am aware of. But I like the thought of it a lot. I've been learning a lot about how the trade and everything works here as well, and how to kind of start better handling some of this, because like right now I am losing a lot of trade for no real good reason. And if we don't have enough juice to get all these things in here, we're just wasting money on it. We're wasting trade capacity. One of the things I've been learning from a couple other creators as well is also that extra markets are better. Having a lot of markets is better than having just one market. And this was always something that I thought was not really the case, even though everybody was telling me that was the case. I refused to believe it, and I think it's starting to catch up to me. Because our market went from our beautiful $600 trade profit to now significantly lower. But one of the things I've realized we can also do to fix this is just build not market warehouses, but they're called trade, not trade offices. They recently got a new name because we created a new version of it. It was called the warehouse, and now it's called a merchant's quarters. God, we have so much always going on just everywhere else in the world as well. So this is part of Ushat. And then I want to go back here. So these merchant quarters, they add trade advantage and, more importantly, trade capacity to owner, and they can basically be built in everywhere. And this is something I did not necessarily know that well. Didn't really realize. They do cost a lot of money, but they give you significant extra goods that you can trade. And our biggest issue right now is we have a bunch of goods, but we actually just can't, like, get rid of all of them. We have a bunch of stuff we could be exporting, but we don't have the merchants buildings to get rid of them. So I want to get a few of these guys online so we can start doing more trades and producing more money. And then with that extra money, we can start building up those armories, get our manpower up, and Deus Vault. There is this Ottoman war going on, but I don't believe we're going to intervene in that. I wouldn't mind upgrading some of these forts along the edges, if we could. And we might as well ask for some money from Castile, Hungary, Bavaria, Papal States, Naples, Poland. Let's go Papal States. Extra nice 500 bones there. Because why not? There are a ton of people we have who could be working these jobs. So I guess we'll also build... It was an armory. And now we also have access to the barracks. Slower ship construction or 10,000 bucks? We'll take slower ship construction. Thank you very much. Yeah, these barracks are like 300 bucks. But they give us 30 monthly manpower, which is pretty big. Also, the overseas trading post. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, we've not really built much in the way of those either. Barracks is in Constantinople we should be building. Thessalonica we should be building. Definitely want one in Smyrna. Things are typically a lot cheaper there. These have really high building upkeep, which is one of the reasons I generally don't build too many of them. Albania is starving. No, you're fine. Another building that we have not focused on a lot of is granaries, which increase the local food capacity. And the main reason you want to build one of these is because the more food capacity you have, it turns out, the higher your population growth is. As you have excess food capacity, your population growth absolutely spikes. Again, it's another one of these like little things that I learned about pretty late in our run. Rice, cloves, and incense, all needed. Never, ever, ever enough, is there? Yeah, the problem is that we have all these needs and we literally don't have any access to markets that we can sell them in. Or we can buy them from. So I don't know if it's like... I feel like I would have to find a market that has pepper in excess. And then start going over there. Crown power, 10% is huge. That's also going to help us out a lot. We're about to get the administration of shipyards as well, which is going to drop our proximity cost through ports, which will be good for, well, at least all of Greece. The rest of the world, maybe we don't worry about so much. Little bits here and there. The clergy are building universities, granaries, temples, all sorts of stuff. They're actually building multiple universities, which is fantastic. We got a bunch of ships en route as well. And it actually looks like most of our rebels are cured. Largely. Which is fantastic. Y'all are missing goods, but I don't think there's much I can do about that. At least not at this time. Oh, I did actually have a thought about this. Oh, our warmongering has caused ire among our subjects. Ornichu. They're upset at us. Foolishly, I don't know why. Their opinion is very high. I think it's just because we're so big and centralized at the moment that we're having a bit of problem with these guys. think I can take that opinion hit. I don't love the Liberty Desire. But that, I guess, will wear down over time. We're going to have to find ways to improve everything with our subjects, because I'm also wondering, like, does loyalty affect... It will not join wars and it cannot be annexed, but it shouldn't affect, like, the money they're giving us, right? Yeah, because you can see, like, Manhattan is giving us 50 tax base right now. Squeebo's 57. Wow. So we got some serious perks going on overseas. That should start funneling a lot of money back over to us. In Athens. Not under goods. Build more of those. I'm going to build... more barracks in those capitals as well. We get some nice free development. Just constantly rejecting just constantly rejecting France right now. The poor buggers. Some of this is working a little bit, some of this not so well. I don't want to be like just using a bunch of trade here on deals I can't get. Even if I want these goods, it's not much good unless I can actually get them. If they don't got them in supply. Naples, no. Everybody wants me to join their crusades, and I am just simply not interested. Joining France's could be good because it might make me like better friends with France. But I don't know if it would necessarily get me to join in there that fast. We got the Supreme Court building. If in the capital, the country gets 10% crown power. Hi. I would like to build you, Supreme Court, for 1,000 gold. Sold. Yes, sir. Do not mind if I do. And I believe all of our trade navies are also up and running and doing their job. I do hate the constant notifications you get in here. It's kind of driving me nuts. It's also like some of our boats keep going over like open sea tiles, which is what is causing that pong pong. Oh, these guys have a ton of new people here that could be working. Let's build a granary. Let's build another market warehouse and another merchant's quarter. A port authority would also be really good here. So would a trading hub. How much does this cost me? 700. Okay. All right. Navies with attrition. How do I turn this up? How is this navy have attrition? Because a weather front is passing it. Okay. I would like to say like notification settings. Attrition. And one of our ships sinks, sure. When one of our countries completely succumbs. Great. I cannot turn that off as a constant notification effect. That's not frustrating at all. Just a weather front passing through here, giving me grief. I have one accepted culture, and it is pushing me over cultural capacity. I find that nuts. And again, I suppose we've never really put much tech into that, so... 10% efficiency on the cabinet. Love it. Purr. You guys look like you have all the buildings I want here. In nice, good numbers. So hopefully that helps us out. You're another port of Ecosia. So this is done. Ah, I guess we've discovered a new spot here. I should probably just keep chartering my way down. I know that Maya was at war with Castile, so I kind of want to just make sure we get as much of the border as we can. And our little spot over here is still mostly missing people. I think I would like to likewise get a granary in here. Cabinet is done on assimilation. Are we totally done on integration? Okay, that's good. Turkish Patriots, Corsican Patriots. I guess we can just start assimilating Corsica at this point. YouTube keeps recommending you that train station video. It's a good video. Don't see why not. Okay, and these guys don't have cannons, so they can't repair. La, 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 la. We want a trading hub. I guess you also need a cannon maker here. Pop conversion speed increased. Okay, this is becoming a bit of a better market. It might start pushing out east soon. Currently, we're still working towards mercantilism, but I think what we said is we wanted free trade as much as possible. La la la, glory hole. Naval supplies, pottery, firearms, saltpeter. All right, so this is my next situation out here. Is I want to start filling up some of this stuff. Nunavik maps are done. Canada has managed to gobble up all of that. That's part of the Avalon. England is trying to steal this Labrador coast from me, so I guess I just have to give up the fact that they probably have Canada and I don't. I don't love it, but if we have all of America, that's at least a win on that front. I don't know that there are these all different colonial charters? I guess they are. We could slap a colonial charter up here. Why not? Fort buildings get reduced price, or fort defense gets increased. I'll take reduced price on fort buildings, because there's a couple of, you know, we talked about upgrading a couple of the forts around. If we're getting ready for this war, then building something like a bastion in our capital, probably a good idea. I guess also like a bastion here and here. Would protect. I mean, assuming the Egyptians go through the Ottomans. I don't actually need that fort. Do I? Not at all. And that's like a rural location. I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt as long as we're still like below capacity. But let's get this one upgraded for sure with a bastion. Money. Always need more money, honey. Yeah, it really feels like if you refuse a military order, they should not be able to just like keep spamming you with more military orders forever and forever. Like if I just rejected that a month ago, there should be like a year cooldown before they can call me back into war again. Otherwise, it's just unnecessary, you know? Why do I have a... Oh, those are just building up trade. Building up trade. As it is.
But war is fun.
War is fun. You're not wrong. I mean, that is why we are amping ourselves up to go to war. 32,000 manpower. Okay, so these barracks are doing like a decent bit. Looks like Egypt took a chomp out of Cyprus there as well. We have more levies than them, and we certainly have more boats. So that's the thing, right? I'm going to basically move all my heavy ships and all my galleys to just patrol this coastline. So we should be able to make a landing wherever need be, assuming that the Ottomans don't just like give us permanent access. Oh, that's disgusting. They took one little tiny spot there. Aggravating. I almost had it all. I could be wrong, but it looks like Manhattan also just took a bite out of this other colonial nation. So honestly, our America might become so strong that they just start fighting Canada. This would certainly not be a worst case scenario. God, there are so many colonial nations over here to make. I'm going to let them all just keep doing their thing. So, a parliamentary debate. Fort building cost minus 50%. I could upgrade all of these forts to bastions. Each one of those upgrades is like $500. That's a lot of money saved. And something mildly infuriating, how they cut bagels in St. Louis. How do they cut them there? Bagels are, I love how much of like a hot a hot problem bagels are, you know? You're either like, you could be a New York bagel fan, a Montreal bagel fan. Everyone's got their own opinions on bagels. And nobody can really agree on it. You know what? This fort is also mostly useless. It's protecting a town, but that's about it. They cut them vertically? Like, in 2 semicircles? That can't be right. That can't be right. I'm gonna take this. Promoting bastions is a good idea because I can really build up a lot of forts. And with the cheap price. And with the low cost. I feel like, how can I afford not to? So that's my entire coastline plus bonus forests. Do I have to worry about, like, the Hungary forts? Guess I'm honestly not really sure. You go all the way there. Any chance you go all the way there? You don't. So, like, I have gaps in my line over here. That's also a gap, so Burgas would need the other bastion. I mean, if I can at least contain this maybe a little bit. It's got to be in a town. Woof. Well, I mean, I guess this protects against Hungary and it protects against Bulgaria. Naples sort of has some free roam into my territory, which I don't love. I could build a fort here, maybe. And it would protect, like, Thessalonica and the borders. You know what? Actually, that's not a terrible spot for a fort. Absenteeism. Take that money. We're probably not going to win this Curia anyway, so... my question here is on tactical mode. Yeah, see, this is all, like, bad neutral territory anyway, so it doesn't really matter where I build a fort here. I might as well chuck a bastion there just to... I don't know, at least lock down some nearby territories. Yeah, I need one, like, right here in Kotsane. A Greek minister who's employed in the Teriona court is approached by associates in his country with a plan to push for better relationships between this minor tribe and us. I don't think I care about this. Where is the minor tribe of Teriona? Oh, they're part of Mexico. They are a vassal. Kalima is a vassal of the minor tribe of Teriona. I don't want to be... All right. I did say, in general, we were going to try to be friends with the indigenous populations, so I think we better keep to that plan. Reduce levies for clergies for 5 years, and I could pass this bastion works, which would give us cheaper fortification maintenance. Honestly, I think I'll just take that. I doubt this fight with Egypt is going to happen in... Well, it might happen in the next 5 years, but... I wouldn't put a lot of strong belief into it. And then it does feel like this is a pretty good spot for a fort, though that would be even better if I built it right here in the silver mine. Ooh. That's probably a better spot for a town in general. Well, never mind. That just passed, so I'm not in any rush to fix that up any more than we've already done. Trade offices, foreign locations, overseas trading posts, are colonial buildings. Oh. Oh. Trade advantage and trade capacity to owner. Interesting. These guys are building like a lot of settlements up there. Strange that most of them can only be built in like oh, they can be built in like any of these locations. There are already Greek Catholic burgers in mobile there. Oh, so it basically just adds burgers. Huh. Bizarre. Yeah, okay, so a bunch of these are already built by like quite a lot. Now I'm wondering, is this because other people are building them in my markets? No, I don't think so. Unless it's just like my colonial buildings are building them in each other's markets. Vertically like bread slices. Wouldn't that just make like a bunch of rings though? Like little tiny bagel rings? I'm really having a hard time understanding this. St. Louis bagel cut. Oh my god, you are correct. They slice them into like little tiny rings. That's terrible. They should absolutely be fired for that. Fired out of a cannon. Croatia is making its own market. We captured some privateers, getting naval tradition, and beaver fur is an excellent material for hat making. It keeps warmth and can hold its shape well. We have a market for felt hats. Great. I'm stoked for us, honestly. Couldn't be happier. I'm gonna mass expand a bunch of RGOs for like 700 bucks. Just get those numbers. Get that RGO market cooking. Yeah, okay, so they just made like a mini Croatia market. That's very funny. It's also very funny that Napul also is like cut so deep into the Dubrovnik market. Time to exterminate the beavers. It's definitely time for some serious beaver cull. What's the other thing I could do here? Let's open up this RGO builder. I have this thought back in the Guanyabo market that our biggest issue is actually that we just can't trade out everything we own. Because we only have a trade capacity of 10. That is totally what's going on over here. Okay, let's get some wharfs. Is that really the only stuff I can do to get trade capacity? I mean, fishing villages also gives trade capacity. But also it's not going to make me any money, so I don't know if this is even going to work over there. Let's add some in. Okay. Those guys are not allowed to get any bigger. At least not by my money. Everybody else can duke it out as they see fit. I do sometimes wonder about villages. Yeah, like some of these market villages could make quite a lot of money. I don't really, I guess, build enough villages ever. And I probably should be. General of the Greek Crusaders has died. They're gonna want somebody in charge, preferably someone who is part of the crown. Yeah. Just because that's a big hunk of prestige for us. Let them cower. We'll take the antagonism. All right, we're making good money again. Let's just keep getting these numbers up for the war. These are the big ones. The barracks is regiment training capacity is also a lot higher on these guys too, which is nice. We're voting for stuff. I have no idea how this is going. Oh, it does look like Frankfurt and Holland has joined Bohemia. Ooh, +1 cabinet seats. Don't mind if I do. Great question. What do we need to work towards at this point? There's always conversion. There's always assimilation. All of this stuff we could always do. Those Lutheran zealots are already being converted. Though there's actually like quite a lot of them up here, so maybe let's convert them as well. Seems like a smart choice. Orthodox monastery. Will an Orthodox monastery convert people to also not Orthodox? I know that seems like a stupid question when you say it out loud, but... God, it's not ending. The notifications are out of control right now. Trade navies. Crown power is almost up to 40%. And we're back out on tech again right now. Now, I do feel like we recently unlocked a handful of different stuff. Was it confessionalism, I guess we just got recently. Rights of the clergy. So if we wanted to start cribbing the clergy, we could. Yeah, there's some really good stuff in here. including like a flat 5% discipline for a never-ending crusade. We should actually probably look at military tech right now, because that's going to be the big part if we're going to war with Egypt. Mercenary size, war galleons, naval batteries. This would improve our cavalry. Improvement speed, fort limits, diplo, gun workshop. Heavy lancers, I don't know that we need. Correct section chance will be good for fighting though. .5 estate satisfaction is not bad. But I feel like at that point, let's go for like, I don't know, man, trade capacity, tax efficiency, market attraction. That'll be a little eco boost for us to keep us supplied through the war. Ottomans still look a bit too like close to Constantinople. Yeah, we let them have their side basically. But the Ottomans are not a threat. We've slapped them around quite a few times. They're a minor issue at the most. I have so many markets up here. Yeah, right. Can I, conversion speed. Siege resistance. I want more people. Definitely the trading hub here. Like, this is my... Right, I guess it's not really like a capital. It is just like the province capital. I'm actually going to build a bastion down here too. We can get 5 prestige, minor research efforts, and become more inwards, or just gain 5 research progress. I don't mind copying other people's homework. Okay, so this is what I was gearing up hoping for. I am seeing Call for Crusade is actually in here now. Call for the faithful to march against the enemies of Christ. Come together, bleed for the church and the Holy See in this new crusade. So I want to crusade against Egypt. And I feel like I am catching up on this regard enough that we could probably launch this. They are the only ones we can crusade against. We're putting 5 votes in immediately because we have so many cardinals. I'd be shocked if people voted against this. Who dared? Who voted no? Sardinia. Greece, France, and Castile have all voted yes. Who else voted no? Verona and French Comte. Okay. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14. We've already won. Like, we have the majority, so. What a terrible game. How can the AI drag you into random wars you have no interest in joining? What do you mean? I don't think that ever happens. And in what particular situation did you run into that? You've been fighting the Ottomans a lot in your Burgundy game. Ships are no biggie. Heavy cruisers slaughtering their battleships. They are no match. Where are our crusaders? They are stomping down rebels. You're a tributary of the horde. Oh, well, that's how. You're not in charge of who you can go to war with. If you're a vassal of someone else, you don't really get much of a say in the matter. There's your problem. That's how they can do it. At war with whoever they decide to be. Yeah. I mean, that's part of being a vassal. The flip side of that is also they will protect you if you get war decked on, so. It's the trade-off. Generally, you don't want to be somebody else's vassal, though. If you can avoid it. We've gained a core. Bulgaria has joined a coalition against us. People are starving in Albania still. Didn't we build a, like a granary here? Jeez, I could have sworn we did. I'm gonna give them a fruit orchard and some irrigation. Drag you into a war with favors if you have an alliance. That's the price of mutual accruing favors, yeah. Tributary, you pay tribute to them so they don't attack you. I mean, I think that still kind of qualifies you as a vassal. Unions can drag you in also, yep. France can do it if you're allied with them or something. I mean, yeah, you can always like curry favors, right? To help people join. I think they still often have a choice, but I'm not entirely certain. That's the politics game, right? Like, you got to make sure you're protected against the politics as well. We protect against a lot of wars by allying with like Hungary, Naples, and Castile, but Hungary has called us into so many wars we don't want to be part of. Warring Byzantium is the Ottomans. Byzantium's just decided to start releasing nations. Actually toxic. They might not have had a choice. They might have gotten civil warred. But sometimes, yeah, sometimes stupid things do happen. We had a thing with the Ottomans where we had a rebellion, a Turkish Patriot rebellion pop up, and then they just joined the Ottomans. Like, I was like, excuse me, I'm at war with them. They can't just join you. They don't have sovereign rights. And then in order to move forward, I had to go to war with the Ottomans, so. Alliance politics, yep. Finding out what almost every alliance today is defensive, yeah. Starting to understand why North Korea does what they do. Fair. There is an argument to be made for isolation. Whew. This literally did come down to the line. 15-14. All right, so I can basically assume that only France and Castile are going to help me in this war. That's good to know. We can start curtailing the rights of the clergy. Drops their power, gives us humanist. If the religion of Greece is not Catholicism, it is. We get a tithe cost modifier of -10. Alternatively, I could strengthen their rights, but that would give them even more power, and they're already extremely powerful. So I'm going to start curtailing the clergy. Which will start making us a little more humanist here as well, but mostly I'm just trying to get my chapter power up. Knowing that my trade income is directly tied to this is kind of a big deal.
So are you Jerusalem yet, son?
No, we're calling the Crusade right now. Nora, thank you for the 21 months. Welcome on in. You're all colonized? Wow, really? Wow, that didn't take very long. All right, you can join the Avalon. That's very fun. So we do own that coastline at least. Part of me is like, should I colonize Greenland? The other part of me is like, is there anything valuable up there? I'm not so sure. Definitely there's nothing really more valuable up there. At least not in this time period. Give me trade. Give me trade. Give me trade. Oh, hello. We have declared war on Egypt. We have called in a crusade. You are going to call in Hungary. Treaties are honored. We are going to call in Naples. Treaties are honored. Is this my war against Egypt? It is. What a joy. We have France and all of the French vassals. We have Castile. We have Hungary, Croatia. We have Naples. Wow. This is a mega war. Mega war. What am I gonna do with you, boy? I can march through the Ottomans. That's right. You're gonna go down there is what you're gonna do. So we do need to pull back the big boys because they are in charge of sinking all of these Egyptian fleets. And there are, what, 42 heavy ships on that? So that should be fine. Big war. Just in time, yep. If your subject has a rebellion, you don't necessarily join the war. Might be an exception if they're already at war, but I don't like not being the war leader when your subjects are fighting. Yeah, the idea that like your subjects can lose land without you being dragged into it seems kind of absurd, but lots of walrus. Had a good chance for ivory because of the walrus. Oh, that's true. I do need ivory. That is one of those things I am constantly in need of. Oh, I saw you, Egyptian fleet. Excuse me. Thank you. This is their galley fleet going up against all my heavy ships. This mercenary is good at naval damage. Oh yeah, he's gonna spank these dudes. Sunk 5 galleys. Nice. There are their heavy ships over here too. One of my favorite things about this is apparently Naples and France are just coming over and blockading all of their ports. So I am just going to say, sorry, can we select everything and then nothing and then just hunt navies here? Which I reckon we're not going to have any trouble with. There are some Egyptian ports up here, but it looks like Castile is on that. You guys want food access? No problem. And so we struck a deal with our last war against the Ottomans where I enforced military access through them. And it is currently going to start paying off in hopefully big spades. Because if we have them entirely blockaded, my hope is that I could just chew them down by bringing my regulars through. Head on over to Tarsus. Which seems positive. How did... My boat just sailed through the same location that Egyptian boat just sailed through? Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we're on, you know what, why don't we just park these guys here and go for the blockade? And then everyone else we can give food access to. So Castile and France and Naples are all showing up with a ton of fleets. Honestly, this seems like it's going to be a very good crusade for us. A grand crusade, just like the olden times. It's everybody's favorite type of crusade. The grandest of crusades. You know what? You guys should all have barracks as well. So let's just pump in 3 more of those and get our manpower numbers up. Should I help you? Seems like you boys got it. So I'm not going to bother. Community justice. As our society evolves to further value the input of the community, courts have become more dependent than ever on the judgment of important community members and the agreement of the public to dictate the fates of a defendant. No longer will a cold, flawed, inflexible piece of paper decide the fate of men. Rather, the amassed wisdom of the townspeople have become the judges rather than the juries. Professional written law or community justice. We're very communal right now, which is like, has pros and cons. Individualism convinces more people to like migrate towards you. But we are typically a more communal state. I kind of rather gain the stability. I think we have a lot of popular opinion with them right now, and now we have 51 stability, which is just delicious. Because this is causing our rebels to basically not exist. Here's a nice Egyptian army. As soon as we're done this siege, we can go beat them up. They've got like 50k down there. Blur. Okay. Greece has won. Egypt have lost. Looks like they fled that one pretty quickly. They, in fact, seem like they're fleeing down this way right now. So why don't I intercept and try to run down as many of these troops while they're retreating? And I guess I'm going to need to take this this town here as well. Wow, a lot of dead troops here. They had artillery and stuff though. This is their actual army. That's very good to know. So we just killed off a lot of their regulars. Nice, 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 nice. Now, here's my big worry, is that if I don't actually take Jerusalem and somebody else sieges it, we'll lose access to a lot of this stuff. So how do I get through here? Where is the fort? This? France, please. I'm trying to take some territory and you're making my life unnecessarily difficult by stealing all these forts before I can get to them. Uh-oh. This is my other worry, is like I don't want to be getting caught out too often by random armies roaming through this countryside. The war to end all wars. I mean, that's I guess kind of the hope. It's the war to get back Jerusalem. So these are probably not. Yeah, these are just levies. Now matchlock levies. England is on a crusade. Sorry, homies. I think we're on an actual crusade here, which is way more important. It looks like we're crushing them. A lot of their armies are caught down here dealing with everybody else while we march through the upper territory. We got to go back and fix that next. Because that is their actual army. No, I see France is moving in, so maybe I don't have to go fix that. You guys not moving there or there? No? Can you move like here? No? You can move here. Can you move? So I can't move out of this city until this fort is taken. Wow. This I don't understand why I can't move out of. Like, it feels like I should be able to go... Oh, because it's a mountain. It's an impassable mountain. Oh, so I have to go through this fort location. Well, this is a very important fort then. I see how it is. All right, well, let's help France take it then. If we show up, they might even chill and just, like, let us take over. Don't seem like that's going to be the case, but... We've unlocked brigs, so our transport ships could be upgraded. You know, I guess that's the other option, is we do have these ships, which I could just bring down, and then we could pick up our army and go somewhere else. Not you lads. These lads. Can you guys perk in there? No. Can you perk over here? Yes. Why won't you get on that boat? God damn. Okay. What if you go here, here, and here? And now I should be able to say... embark. Wow. It needs to be double this size. What if I upgraded the entire thing? Now I could fit on you, but I better wait at least a month. He says. Actually, that's not true. Hear me out. Hear me out. I embark. I go out to sea. And then I land right there. Skip the fort. I see the problem that I have caused myself here. Why can't these boats move? Because those guys are still on them. I lost a lot of ships there. And I lost half my army. Oh my god. I actually lost half my army. The boats were at 1% and they just took natural damage. Holy Toledos. Okay, so it looks like it was like all Arqua Bruisers, at least. Because I have 2 pikemen, heavy cav, heavy cav. No, I lost a bunch of cavalry as well. I also lost an insane amount of cannons. That's ridiculous. But okay. Lucas, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. Yeah, now I'm gonna get caught out by a bunch of troops. Oh my god. I can't believe how much damage they took from attrition. Holy smokes. Okay, so I gotta come back here and I gotta roll up a lot of troops then. Not Crusader Knights. I need Arqua Bruisers. They're all so expensive. Yeah, that was a huge L. Upgrading a bunch of ships and then having them instantly sink was not really part of my plan. If I can be honest. Wasn't really what I was going for there. I mean, I also lost like so many of my brigs. Is there a way to see what our transport capacity is? I often wonder. Transport capacity, 16,000. Yeah, so I also lost just like all of my transpo. Well, I guess that's life. Currently, we are taking attrition because we have no food. Also, there is no food in these provinces. Can you start distributing and gathering? Having a debate right now on whether or not I pop these troops like back home to heal. Or if realistically we just try to stick on some kind of warpath. Definitely don't want to be caught out by these guys anywhere. %, mostly from defender ticking. What is like the war goal? Philistine. Ah, nice. Okay. So we're on the edge of the war goal at least. That doesn't feel great for us down there. Yeah, I guess let's just keep moving down the bay right now. Why are you losing ships? Oh, we fought a bunch of ships and picked up a ton of galleys here. And also a ton of extra brigs. So these galleys, I'm just going to join in with the Greek galleys, I think. For right now. So France is going for the siege of that. Do we just go in here? Can we even do that? This problem where I keep being unable. How was I allowed to walk here if I can't walk back? Are you, once you enter fort's range, you're trapped by the fort? Is that how this works? Well, these brigs are basically healed, so why don't we just bring them down? And then maybe we can sneak ourselves around a little bit. Like, ultimately, that's where I want to go. So if I pop in here... I should be able to. I also have no food right now. Is there food here where we're landing? Minus 85. 98 down there. Making me worried about all this attrition right now. Another round of Arquer Bruisers. We also have a parliament. I like that nothing is really strong. Like the church used to be 50%. Now they're down to like 36. That would build us a lot of barracks for really cheap. But that's like 3, 6, 9. It's also an insane amount of money. But I would argue that's kind of worth it. It gives me 50% manpower while it's being debated. We could take a spiritualist buff. I'd be pleased enough with that. So you guys have taken that. You can move on this city. With minus 48 food. We get ourselves in a little bit of a fight. This army does not have a general right now. We should probably just slap someone in here for good measure. What worries me is, like, I can't really, I can't get in here with any defense, with any extra troops. Definitely let's move our actual fleet down here to protect them. This feels like not a smart idea what I'm doing right now. But I don't know. At the same time, apparently I occupy all of this coast. So however this siege is going, they appear to be giving it to me. Forced Egypt to Catholicism. For 60 points. We cannot force Jerusalem as a vassal. But we're definitely gonna, like, push them out and let us come out. Ron, hello. How we doing, dude? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Crusades. How you doing? Oh, you were playing Demon School, dude. I was just watching the trailer for that earlier. It looks very cool. I was very, very interested in it. How was it? Was it fun? Enjoyable? We are currently just called a massive crusade against Egypt. We've brought in France. We've brought in Castile. We've brought in Hungary. We've brought in Naples. We basically have the entire Christian world trying to make a play here to get the old crusades back up and running. And so far, pretty good. I want war reparations from this if we can. And I wonder if I could get them to, like, liberate a bunch of provinces. What is Burka? That's over there. Potentially nice vassal on the south. We can consider that. I do love Egypt becomes Catholic. Though I'm not seeing that now anymore. That's all dismantle forts. Force them to Catholicism. 109. We could do it. If we get 100% war score, we can take the entirety of the Holy Land back. And then we can force Egypt to convert to Catholicism. Now, I don't think that they would stay. I think that they would get absolutely torn apart by rebels. But that would also be really good for us. So it's good. Very into the breach. Yeah. Enjoyable for the most part. Got tedious later on. Yep. Get a couple of deer drops done, but I think you soft locked yourselves. Yeah, the deer drop system is pretty cool. I've seen a little bit of that in action, but I don't think I've ever actually done one here. At least, not yet. How many days do we have on this? 103 days. Okay, so this might even actually, all those barracks might pay for themselves. If and we're smart about this. What I should probably do is get a bunch of levies and just tell them to, like, siege bomb these locations. Because I think that our levies could hold. Like, if I was just to get all of these guys up and running. I feel like that could be a pretty monster siege. Stick them together, focus on some forts. Nothing too out of control. Sure, if you guys need somebody to be transported. It's only this guy, actually. You know what? I'm just going to disband that army then. Because I don't want my fleets all getting messed up. We are starting to desperately run out of food here as well. So if we don't win this siege soon, we're going to start having problems. You missed the queue, Reichland. You missed a pretty good queue this morning, honestly. Some good games in the queue. The death of our Caribbean Navy leader. Starting to think about automating admirals because they die so fast. Nice. France is also giving me all this territory, so... uh-oh. I see a lot of troops coming up here from the south right now. And I am dying of attrition at the moment. They're going after France. Please take this. Okay, there's our massive barracks expansion. We had just enough money for it. These guys are going to merge together under General. Assault ability, military tactics. Are any of these guys like good at sieging? No. Not particularly. Siege ability is actually determined off of administration. So I'd be willing to take that guy then. And the idea is I'm just going to like march him over there. Let him slow tick away at some stuff. And hope for the best. Missed the queue every morning now. Didn't even get to say hi this morning. Ominous signs for the week to come. We're going to have a busy week. We're doing some fun co-op tomorrow. We got the big charity stream on Friday as well. Nice. Got this siege done. You know what? I'm going to... Can I do this? And maybe catch those cannons? Those are all levies. You know what? I got to get on this boat. I'm just going to temporarily bring those troops home. Mostly because it won't take me very long. They can get a tasty reinforce. They can grab some more troops while they're back here. 800s. Yeah, I mean that's mostly filled up. You telling me now you somehow don't have enough troops on this guy? And I gotta build more boats just to get across. You were in the wrong province. Whoops. Going for Siths there is what I wanted. Just want to kind of let those guys do a bit of carpet siege, so to speak. Focused carpet siege. I mean, we're going to have to do a lot of war here to get this. There's our plus 5% discipline, which is going to be extremely good on our military. Almost 20% discipline. Impacts the damage you do and the damage taken. Oh man, these boats are going to take forever to get built. I might as well start walking. Yeah, I might as well start walking. All those boats can repair. We got to take this port, and then we start getting ticking war score. But I'm feeling good. Like, we've marched in on 2 different sides right now. We're making solid progress. This is a top tier crusade. You guys have been converting, but I think let's move you to... Where are all these dang Lutherans? Smyrna and Uplanda. Okay, that is mostly converted, so... I am not sure that's the best spot for you to be. I could just crack down on Lutherans for a while. There ain't really that many of them. You know what? I could also just put him on devotion. Get that devotion back up to 100, and that'll help us out a lot too. I like that. Planning to take this run to the end date? No, I think our plan right now is Jerusalem. And then we'll see whether or not we keep going after that. But I feel like this is run... We're almost like 20 episodes in on YouTube, so... The original goal was Jerusalem. So I am inclined to kind of say, like, okay, if we can take that, that might be our endpoint. God, this walk across is... gruesome. Gruesome twosome. Bop, 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 bop. We are having to retake that little siege. They haven't gone back for taking El Quds, which at least that's a bit promising for us. Wait until the end of this month and I'll bring our fleets back over. It's very funny because that's like just the time that we're getting here. Okay, let's go help out our homies. And then we'll move these boats over. Swing on into France. Bop, 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 bop. And we'll go for this siege. Perfect. Doctor, hello. Ariel, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. What am I taking damage from? Naval batteries? Yeah, that makes sense. Gotta expect they're gonna have a few of them. Am I not supplying these guys with food? Did I lose my supply wagon? Yes, I did. That's kind of important for me to have. We'll have to bring him over on the boats. I mean, we can still feed ourselves via this ship, but... Okay, nice successful siege. Let's start moving down in, like, hunks here. See if we can't back up these French. Cabinet member down. We'll take the successor. Chew up a couple of small armies en route. Then I want to make my way to this like main fort. Yeah, because they're still moving most of their armies like through these chunks. I don't know where these falconets came from. I think they're prisoners. So if I can just tack them back together, I guess. And we'll siege down the next one, baby. Have I looked at Battlemark yet? I haven't yet. No, dude. I'm waiting for tomorrow's run. I'm very excited about it, though. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, 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 doop. Doop, boom, 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 boom. Can I get one more set of these? $400. Okay. This is good. This is promising. The rest of the coalition here is sort of marching on the Egyptian markets as well. I like how it's kind of like Castile and Naples have been like attacking from the west, and then me and France have been mostly attacking from the north. There's a couple other armies in here too, but I wonder how the short by war participation is. France is 57%. How even? I have no idea. I guess they have fought a lot of battles here. Homies are just getting morale broke and then getting chipped apart. Not good, not good at all. Guys, we're about to run out of food. I have boats with food right here. Can you not deliver it to the crowd coming in here? Not a good time for that admiral today. Who does best blockade? Yeah, you do. Nice. Nice. And now we can march up and we kill that army too. These guys are still trying to siege up north. Damn, they are taking forever. Enjoying the battle mark so far? I'm glad to hear that. I'm very much looking forward to that run. A little bit of shenanigans. Ooh. Bad -2 here, but the great news is that we have a lot of guns and they don't. Now, do I move down to like... That's the Egyptian capital. So should I just move down to here then? Like, I feel like the stuff that's in here is less important in the grand scheme of stuff we can capture. But it's also the kind of stuff that I feel like that levy army can deal with. Meanwhile, if I take this, right? Like, that kind of feels like I choke point all of their armies to have to come through here now. And I seem to just be picking up more and more cannons as time goes on as well. Cannons and pistoleros. Sure. Hook me up. This crusade does well. Defender ticking. Aha. Okay, so I think actually that fort is still... No, it shouldn't be. I think this fort is controlling these two territories, though, which is causing us to not get the ticking war score. So I might have to double back on that one. Big army there. We lose a bit of army tradition. I don't really think that's going to be a problem for us. You guys are going to grab a couple more Arquer Bruisers, and we should be okay. Looking to get the whole of Palestine, or would Jerusalem be enough? We're looking to grab, I guess, the whole of Philistin, which is what this is like what the war goal is. And so the thing is I can take this war goal and I can also convert all of Egypt to Christianity. We'll need a really high war score to do it, but it's certainly doable. And to me, that seems like the most promising dig. Like, it seems like a pretty good diss. I have breaches, but we are likely to fail that assault. Okay. If you say so, boss. I always forget to do this. I didn't have those levies on auto refill, so they took cis, and then immediately the other guys just walked in and assaulted it. Took it back. Our main army is filling garrisons, but you want food access? You can have it. And then I guess let's bring these guys down to rejoin the rest of the army. This way the gang's all here. I have no idea how messed up my formations are. Probably extremely messed up. I guess let's go 999. These transpo ships can actually probably just vibe here. Oh, what? I think they could probably just vibe here. Yeah, okay, it seems like the computer is having problems, like, at least taking the forts back right now, so. And once I take this, it's going to cut off these desert passageways. So they're going to have to go, like, all the way around and then back up through the desert. Hooray! Sure, you're gonna go there. And then you guys are just gonna sail over this way. Where at least it's safe. Alright, you're probably in big trouble now. It looks like you're starving. No, okay, well, all those troops just decided to walk by us, so. The nice thing going on is the computer doesn't seem like too interested in engaging with my armies, because I guess he knows he's going to lose against our superior technology. This is not the city I was looking for. Oh, can I cut off those 32,000 troops? that I think are breaking right now. I might have gotten greedy here. I am killing 2 to 1. But they have a big numbers advantage on me. Okay, they just... half of their troops fled. Great. We're going to cut in here then, and we're going to take this fort. All right, you guys picked up this, so we're going to move you up to Sis to take that fort back. My ships are just going to park because I can't really do much with them right now. This is a promising war. All of their points are in defender ticking, and as soon as we take... honestly, we could just move a troop here. Oh, no, there we go. That should win it. Yeah. So as long as I'm occupying this, I guess, it also can't spread its fort level. Ah, I don't know. I guess just because we had overlapping fort levels, we couldn't take both. 24. That's not bad. I would like war reparations if we can get it as well. Part of me is just like, well, why not be greedy as hell? You guys are still out of sturdy grains? For real? Of all the dang things. Can never seem to get enough sturdy grains. Let's build a bunch of farming villages there. Let's build a bunch of farming villages here. Also, let's like max out that irrigation. There's Traumisa. 2, 3. We'll also get a bunch of extra farming villages there, just so they can start producing more of that grain for us. Can I show the religion and culture map mode a bit? Is this a replay? No, this isn't a replay. Sorry. Religion is mostly Catholic. There's a bit of Lutheranism kicking through. We have the Hussite bubble, and we do have like the Lutheran North. But Orthodox has mostly been mended at this point. So for culture, it's, you know, it's kind of all over the place. We're Greek. It's kind of what we went for. We have a couple of weird pockets of like Venetian and Catalan. We also have a lot of Bulgarian that we really do have to start dealing with. But that's a slow and steady race. I mean, technically we have the Bulgarians on accepted culture right now, so we don't gotta worry it too much. So this choke point is great. This is keeping them from moving sort of any further up this way. And it looks like France is starting to like fill in these back territories here as well. I don't know why that city is not capturing. Weird. Weird. Trying to like keep an eye on my other markets here as well still. And say like, okay, Goyonbo, you know, is there more stuff down here we can build for the RGOs? Do these RGOs do much if we don't have the trade capacity to get rid of it? I mean, I guess other people can always bring in trade capacity and buy from us if the goods are cheap. There's not really a harm in booting these up. Especially if we have the money for it. Try not to burn through all my cash here, but I think I'm going to... be greedy. There we go. 0.3. Yeah, okay. That is literally all the cash. Paul, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The 21s. We're at 42. Oh, nice. Got that back easier than I thought we would. All right, so I'm going to send them there and then way up into those hills. Yeah, those are all levies, so... The death of the 5th Navy? That's not our Navy. Like, that just gave me a death of a Navy for a group that wasn't even ours. Gift to the state. Oh, man. The nobles and the burghers have decided to reward our good governance with either 10 prestige or 1,600 bucks. I'm going to take that 1,600 bucks because I am a fat, greedy boy. And then I'm going to say merchant quarters in... Well, actually, I am going to build some of these down here. You know what? And then we'll look at Athens, and we'll see where I can fit them in here. Give me a bunch of extra trade capacity. That's the maximum. Negative 131. Wow, okay. Well, you changed your mind on that war score pretty quickly. You were at 26 a minute ago. And you're certainly no closer to winning. Okay. Let's just pop out and grab that army, because we're going to lock down this territory in a second. And... I guess let's start working towards these cities down here then. You know what? The fastest way for me to do this is probably just to hop on those boats. Too big. I need more boats. My boys are too fat because I have all these prisoners. These tasty, delicious prisoners. All right, well, we'll move down and start crusading the coast. That 11th Army is starving again, are they? Yeah. It's okay, man. They're levies. They're doing what they're meant to do. Starve to death. Can you get there? No, you have to get there first. Okay. Well, as you wish. We'll crack this pod open one bit at a time. You're taking some nasty attrition here, but you're in really good shape, so I'm not going to be worried about that. I mean, if I can cut off these ports so he has no sea access, that's going to... I can only imagine what his market access is right now. It's not great, but it could certainly be worse. I have no trade capacity in Egypt, which is... feels shocking considering the maritime presence we have down here. I guess this is like one of the options we could have done early on, was try to build a bunch of trade offices down here in order to funnel goods through Egypt, but they don't traditionally like Christian holy orders hell-bent on their destruction. So instead we wait. We wait, we siege, we starve. Oh, so many of my troops. So hungry. So you guys lost heavy cav and cav. You lost a heavy cav and a cav. Cavalry, heavy cavalry, pistoliers. Light cavalry armed with pistols. So these guys do like 200% flanking ability. 200%, 200%. I'm gonna go out on a wild limb here and say that I start replacing cavalry with pistoliers. Which are very expensive units. I can probably upgrade a bunch of my cavalry here as well. Hopefully. Siege successful. So let's move. What are you kidding me? I gotta go through here now? Conducting any form of attack on rival ships in peacetime, whether through sanctioned reprisals or private war, or covertly backing privacy, has had many benefits to us, but it's not without problem. Our privateering operations were recently compromised and the ships and crews captured. They lost their letter of marque, proving they work with our approval, and whatever proof connects them to us is purely circumstantial. The captain has contacted us, hoping we will admit to the official backing. This one just says country, loses 40 opinion, so I'm just going to take that because it doesn't seem like it's affecting any real country. Now, am I leading this siege? I am. All right, well, then I will let it continue on. I will let it carry on, my wayward son. And you... army. Why can't you move? Why are you stuck? No? Somehow my army here is stuck. There we go. Oh, it's the dead of winter. That's funny. I didn't know that. You can't cross mountains during wintertime. Huh. Very cool. I like that a lot. Just like that, the song's stuck in your head. That's how it works. That's how they get you every time. Let's run back here and grab these pistoleros. Pop, 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 pop. And then we'll come drop them off. Honestly, I might just have them start this siege. If they can. Yeah, why not? There's 900. They're surrounded on all sides by our troops. You guys can all just sit down there. You guys move. No, still winter in March. How's this war looking? So if I drop war reparations, I could win it right now. I mean, I could also just like remove this, force them into Catholicism. I could take Barca as a vassal. Humiliate's always good. But I think forced conversion is way better. And I want the money because I'm greedy. And Egypt is like the number 2 player, so if I can get war reparations from them, I think that's going to pay off big time. You know, once we capture all this stuff too, this is the bulk of their capital is just down there, so. Grandmaster in charge of the army. Naples no longer wants food access. Which I think is a little strange, personally, but... My horsies! How did they weave an army in through there? That's amazing. Yeah, they're for sure gonna die if I don't get them out. You can't go there, can you? Oh no! I moved my ships. I was gonna say they don't have a retreat point. Our ships may be made of wood, but the men who sailed them are seen to be believed. Brave and steadfast, always willing to engage the enemy. Heavy ship power. Buffed. I can't believe those sneaks. Admiral of the big boys. Nobody seems to want to live for very long. You can get in through there. That's interesting. Now there is kind of a big army there still in the way, but ain't too bad. Oh, we have to do some hilarious like ship hopping. God, these guys are just like eating attrition so badly. Merge. I can't imagine how bad this formation is right now. Pistoliers, pistoliers. We'll try something like that. I want to keep those guys on the flanks as a general rule. Come on, food shortage. We're pretty close to this war being done. You got the defender taking war goal again from not even taking a fort, just from taking a single province that's actually under control of another fort that's going to immediately flip back to me. You have lost your entire center. I don't even understand how they're allowed through here. If this is a fort in Warada. Now get the hell back here. That's right, you get the hell back here. You're running through my territory? Screwing up my war score? Not on my watch, buckaroo. Getting worried about the troop bleed out. So once we take this back, these should start recapping. They don't seem to be for some reason. There we go. Going to help them along. 10% trade capacity. Love this. We have a ton of money in the bank right now. You know what? I'm actually just going to turn on... If I somehow go over 1,500 bucks, I'm going to allow you to just start building. Then we'll just stop anybody from coming in here, and this should come back into our control. So... now we're somehow at negative 57. Yeah, that's crazy. The ticking war score resets if they take any province, even if it is not fort controlled. That is honestly kind of ridiculous. I can't say I agree very heavily with that. Okay. Why won't he agree to this war? Would leave the recipient too fractured. Oh, I'm the only one in the war anymore. Everyone else has bailed out because I've taken too long. Okay, we're going to take Jerusalem. We're going to take war reparations. We're going to take as much money as I can from them. You know what? Maybe a little less money for humiliate. No, we'll just take the money then. I feel like most Paradox games just work like that. Do I need any of the rest of this territory? I mean, that's what we're going for here. That's crazy. I can't believe every single person backed out of that. They must have all gotten really good deals. I guess the war had been going on for quite some time. The conquest of Al-Quds. Many across the halls of Catholicism nations have voiced their concerns in our ability to retake the Holy Land's most prized city. Let our victory silence all those voices as the momentous task of reclaiming this revered city is proclaimed an absolute success. Under our command, the city shall blossom into a testament of Christian devotion, a place where history and faith intertwine. Its majestic ramparts encircle a city imbued with sacred significance, where the echoes of Christ's footsteps reverberate through the cobblestone streets. Within these ancient walls, the grandeur of the church and the Holy Sepulchre stands as a beacon of unwavering faith, drawing pilgrims from all corners of the world. Yet, the great peril never ceases. As hostile forces seek to extinguish the Christian presence within these cherished confines, with unwavering resolve and emblematic crimson cross etched upon our armor, we advance bound by solemn duty to protect the heart of Christendom and ensure that Al-Quds remains a timeless symbol of Christian reverence for generations to come. Let it be our new capital. Becomes a core of Greece. Changes its integration to core. Becomes our new capital. No, that would be a disaster. Becomes a core. Oh, it becomes a core no matter what we do. And we get this protector of Jerusalem, which is pretty nice. And we gain 50 religious influence. Rejoice. Oh, buddy. Let's convert this province. Let's also assimilate this province. I didn't know if I could form the Kingdom of Jerusalem, but it looks like no would be the answer. What is our proximity to capital? It's actually 0. I thought we might get some here, but we probably don't have much maritime presence. I guess that tracks. I have to just build all of these. Where do we start? Pop conversion speed at 20%. That's just plus 20. This is 20%. That's 10%. going to say let's start with you. You'll be fast, and then you. La, 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 la. We're gonna want a bastion. I am shocked there's not like a noble, special noble building here. You'd think, given everything else here. Oh, we do got a really good harbor over here too, though. So let's make sure that we have nice things. I feel like a theater, a port authority, an insane amount of these merchant quarters would be all smart. You're probably going to want a bastion as well. Crusade disbanded. Achievement unlocked. Win a crusade. Yeehaw! And I think, yeah, my cavalrymen can all become pistoleros. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So I'm just going to swap out one of those pistoleros to that side. And then one of these arquebusiers. It feels better. I like that. I like that very much. Some mega cavalry, yeah. I guess our... Oh, shoot. These are both trade fleets. Damn it. These guys are like here, 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 here. This is the Mediterranean Trade Navy, so they just kind of do all of that. Where are my big boy fleets? This is who I was looking for. I just wanted to park them down here. For now. Incredible. That's a serious bump up. And Egypt's going to be sad. Oh, yeah. This army doesn't need to be here anymore. Levies in Egypt. Great. Where is this market? So we do have this tiny little colonial squad down here. I guess I can't. Here's the problem is I have these little spots down here, but I can't actually make them a colonial nation anymore, I don't think. Like, I don't think I can say, like, a Greek Bonnie create colonial state. I mean, I can form countries. Surely it feels like there must be a way for us to, like, release, create subjects. Interesting that, like, the country, Kingdom of Jerusalem doesn't show up here either. Yeah, so I could create, like, a custom colonial nation, which is maybe the way to do it. This market just seems to always be out of goods. And I imagine a big reason is because, I'm not really building anything down here. I don't even know if I have a settlement in any of these proper places. You are a natural harbor, so you kind of were meant to be somewhat of a settlement. You're still like a rural location. Maybe build a few things here just for this population. And actually, can I make this into a town? Yeah, that's not that expensive. Might be able to help them out a bit. Our trade is starting to pop off again, which is just so nice. So very nice. We have lost a lot of our pirates, but I honestly don't know that we need them anymore. Happy nobles, happy peasants. I'll just go happy peasants. Like, I still have privateers down here, which is good. We're going to get a lot of trade from this location as well now, which should start bringing across from places like Baghdad. Cathedrals in Burgos. Paved road networks? You know what? That's probably what we should do. While that is being debated, we can do some very hot paving. Some hot paving along the coast. Yeah, because like a lot of you guys have some pretty absurd stuff. Get some paved roads. Where are the spots here that really suck? All the way out to like Divolis. 599 for those paved roads. Whoa, paved roads are so expensive. I guess from Smyrna is another really good spot for paved roads. Why could we not go from here to here? That's what I want. I don't want to put it up through their territory if I can avoid it. Already is gravel. We'll do a little extra gravel there just to keep that cooking. Mr. Me, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. Expulsion of heretics. Okay. We're maxed out on devotion, so I don't need to strengthen the government anymore. But what I could do is increase control down here. So that we at least have that cooking. The Lutheran Zealots are largely gone. I feel like I could get rid of one, if not both of these. Like, this is an Orthodox monastery, but I'm not sure whether or not it is converting to Orthodoxy. Doesn't necessarily seem like it. I'm gonna spend 10 stability and get rid of those preachers, because that is like my Lutheran hotspot right now. Little line by the green screen, and I absolutely thought you had damaged my monitor. Oh, you're right. You're right. Let's get rid of that. Here we go. Problem solved. Good eye. I missed that entirely. Lamb has joined a coalition against us. Well, I guess. I feel like I should also probably build a bastion here. What do we actually get? Olives. I'd like some irrigation. If this is going to be our holy land, let's make it holy. Fill it with holes. A new grandmaster. Definitely we want to build a theater there to help with the rebellions. We have a fun dunk. Okay. Order stronghold, fortress church. Hospital, university. Build them all. Build them all. You can't build enough of them. Probably another granary too. That'll keep the place busy. The church is just in here building shrines and monasteries and cathedrals. They came along and they were like, yeah, don't worry about it, man. We got your back. Here's a great question. Do I want to build a marketplace here? I think I do. This is a really good natural harbor. $5,800 to create a marketplace there. Interesting. And why would that be so much money? Base cost. Interesting. Forgot to pass that bill. You are already leading a navy. Okay. It's a lot of money, man. It's not a small amount of money. Rubbed your screen. You thought it was dirty. Oh, I'm so sorry I did that to you guys. I did not mean to. That one is entirely my bad. It's haunting you. Guess what game is in your queue this morning? Is it that game about like romancing the 5 Asian ladies? That was in my queue this morning. It was a weird... It kind of came out of nowhere. Or was it Leaf Blower Simulator? This guy's always been regarded as a writer and his works lauded by the populace. However, one of his works has become the main topic of discussion in court. Apparently, a cat walked on it. I like when the cats add quality to your artwork. Leaf Blower Company, yes. I knew it. I should have known. How are all of our boys doing over here? I feel like we haven't checked on them for a while. Both of them are growing up. Jessica P as well. Manhattan is not exploring, and it's a problem because I can't explore for them. You're on a crusade against who? The indigenous population of America. I'd rather not do that. We're trying to be friends with the indigenous population. What other RGOs do we have over here? Wheat, wool, fiber crops. Oh my god, like none of this is developed. What in tarnations are you doing over here? Okay, a small amount of it is developed. Who put you guys in charge of the Holy Land? That's a big dangerous coalition if that joins together. Egypt with the Ottomans and Bulgaria. I mean, Bulgaria is not really much of anything anymore, but... Oh, and this is not integrated. My bad. One of you should probably be doing that. Probably this guy who is converting Kosovo. Didn't realize. I thought that auto-integrated as a special thing. Burst of administrative thought. Love that. Okay, the Athenian market is just like hooked on food. We have this continuous problem with sturdy grains. Until we never seem to be able to make enough of them. These farming villages are like maxed out though. Sturdy grain. Because you can't make sturdy grain either. Like, you have to get it from trade or from farming RGOs. Which makes life a little difficult. I'm also missing a ton of artillery here now. Which is the other thing I probably want to grab for you guys. So there's two things I need here. One... upgrade those boats. Two, you guys are going to need way more brigs. Way more brigs. Like, there's 10 more brigs. Which I'm hoping is enough that we can move our army back home. Because I have some Lutheran rebels I want to crush. Actually, while I'm at it... I should probably suppress rebels down here. Because there's no way we don't get some down here. They might not be right away, but they will be eventually. You got some olives. You're going to make a hospital. We're going to make this place nice and good. We got to make ourselves a beautiful holy land over here. For these good Christian kingdoms. And then see whether or not we can hold it. I'm shocked we managed to get in there and get it that relatively easy. These lazarettos. Do we have that built in the capital? Yeah. Always good to just be building stuff in the capital whenever we can. I think. Oh, I'm sorry. I can build 19 port authorities. Well, there's 9. Trade capacity, market protection. Yup. You're going to build as many of those as you're allowed. Didn't realize that. It is very funny to have this one supermarket. Another 5% market attraction. So that'll probably grow us out a bit more again here. Amazing. And we just made it through all that tech. Now, we have access to galleos and galleasses. A fast variant of the galley. The galleo is well suited for waters of the Mediterranean. 16 guns. 16 guns. You are at 0.2 on trade. You are 0.2 on trade. 110, 110, 75, 1, 75, 1, 100. 0.05, 425, 20. So the galleo is slightly faster. 20, 60, 25. 20, 40, 25. So the galleo is better in every way. And that'll also help our trade, which will be nice. Colonial maintenance. I don't actually think we need that anymore. Yeah, we're not spending any money on colonial maintenance anymore, so... because we don't really have any active colonies. Mercury patios. These are really good special buildings that we actually don't have access to yet. Monthly rebel growth? You know what, man? If I could cut down on the rebels, boy, I wouldn't say no to that. Explorations, colonial range, trade companies, colonial charters, trade maintenance, trade range, customs house. It's a good building. 10% market attraction, 5 trade capacity to owner. It's a good building. We'll get a bit of trade range and stuff out of it as well. A couple bonuses to exploration. Promotion speed, also very good. Upgrade to Empire cost minus 25%. Ooh. Intelligence agency. Counter espionage. There's all these workshops as well that I'm starting to just kind of think about. Subject income would be good. Maximum RGO size would definitely be good. Institution growth never really goes astray. War galleons would help us win the naval war. Naval batteries would help us on some good defense. This just makes everybody happy. That's like 20 things we just queued up in tech, so I feel like that might keep us busy for a little while. And then I'm just going to start like mass expanding RGOs again. While we're making the money, we might as well put it to use. Oh my god, we're making all this money and I'm just realizing our army and fort maintenance is maxed out. 411 bucks. That'll help build things up. I reckon we can probably do some pretty tasty expansions with that. Dare I say. Just start pumping out RGOs. Is our country Catholic? Our country is so Catholic. We have a bit of lullardy, but we've managed to basically get rid of the Orthodoxy entirely. Wow, this is actually entirely Lutheran over here. When did that happen? I can't really fix that problem at the moment. We have enough other problems to deal with. Yeah, lower Egyptian patriots. I knew they would start popping up. Because we also have a lot of Sunniism over here that needs to be stamped out, so to speak. Guiambo market. Can we increase some of these RGOs down here as well? Especially when they are like rare goods. Up to 5 times as much as possible. Or just expand. Alright. Oh, these expansions are so good. Just a lot of money. Guayambo is making like over 100 ticks right now in trades, so. You guys are still building port authorities. One thing I should probably do over here is actually ensure that this building is getting everything they need. Which they definitely ain't at the moment. Because they could have used like another merchant's quarters, for example. Another market warehouse for sure. And another port authority would help them out a lot. Probably a counting house wouldn't be a bad idea. Might as well give them the order stronghold. Even if they know deep down they can't use it. And you know what? Let's build barracks over here too. We might as well have their people doing something. Yeah, you know what? Go crazy. That is kind of my like capital of the New World, or at least my trade capital in the New World, so. Do we need any more cardinal seats? I don't really think so. We could canonize someone. Character age, sort by their abilities. Yeah, I mean, that would give us a lot of prestige and devotion. We don't really need devotion, though. I am wondering, should we be spending more money on culture? Why not? Should we also spend some money on stability? Again, why not? If we've got the cash for it. Mac, hello! Welcome, welcome, welcome. New markets, new galleos. So I actually need all these guys to park so we can upgrade them. And then I assume they won't go anywhere until they're done repairing. But just in case, we better just wait on them. And these guys are all light boats. I guess our big boys could go out. I don't know where they most need to be. Traditionally, I don't really care for them doing much. But I guess controlling a bit of that. Keep them busy. Naples is going on crusades in Africa. People are always like, come join our crusades. And I am always like, no. On second thought, I'd rather not. That seems like a silly idea. Yeah, dude, the clergy is nuts. The clergy builds so much stuff for me. Just constantly building shrines and supplies that I need, but I'm in no mood to build myself. All right, and unfortunately, we do have still a pretty big... Oh, yeah. We got to deal with that Turkish population. I'm going to pull you off stabilizing, and I'm going to tell you to assimilate pops. And I'm going to tell you to assimilate pops. Because I don't think we really can have much more control over here right now. We already just like pumped that up quite a lot. Maximum control is actually 60 in this location. That's way more than I ever would have anticipated. I'm going to max out on merchant quarters here, as well as... I should probably fix the port authorities here first. Another 5 of those there. Yeah, I guess you don't really have anybody to work those port authorities, so maybe I don't build them right away. But you could build lumber mills. And you could build Jesuit colleges. And I don't know, maybe some scriptoriums? Not like books ever really go astray. I always need them for the universities, so. Smallpox. I don't know where this is. Manicure. This might be in the New World. No, honestly, I'm really not sure. Oh, it's no longer just Chesapeake. It's now the colony of... Which I guess it always was, but they're just big enough that they can actually say it. Oh, Canada, you got so big. It's not fair that you got all that empty, impassable territory and I didn't. What a pity. What a dang pity. This guy is not colonizing any of this stuff. Here's a cool thing I didn't notice is we have an insane amount of population from Philistine. I didn't realize there was such a huge population here. This like outbeats all my other locations. God damn, there's a lot of people in Egypt. Holy moly. I mean, I figured, but not quite that much. We're close to 10 million, which is what we need to form an empire. Cape Verde is starving. Okay, can we expand all of our RGOs out here then? So we at least have some fish. And then maybe another port authority. A foreign drill instructor is available. A Lutheran drill master. $3,000 in order to get monthly army tradition for 20 years. I think I'm just going to have to decline that offer because I'm not that rich. Shocked here that Santiago does not have greater pull. I really thought that this market would expand and start to control other areas. And it has not managed to do so. I am actually being pulled into a war here now, though. I also had a thought with these guys. Can I build bailiffs over here anywhere? Bastions. Can I go economy? No. Buildings. Bailiffs. In Guanyabo. No. I was hoping I could do these for local proximity source. But I'm not sure what the deal is in terms of like where we're allowed to build these. Ah, they cannot be built overseas. All right. Well, that solved that problem pretty quickly. Decline, decline. But this is a real war. What is this? Paraguana. Paraguana calls us into war against Tirano and Kalima. This is a war that they have started. All right. Where are the boats? We're all here. Everybody hop on down. It's time to get to work. Now you all have to do me a favor, and it's not die on the way to the New World. Let's have everybody just pull down into Malta here to start. Big boys, you as well. We continue to embargo England, which I honestly don't really mind that much. I'm going to attach those guys to the big boys. And we're going to see how this works. I'll be honest, I have never carted my entire army across the ocean, so I'm a little bit worried about it. Our dudes do have a lot of troops, which is nice. So, fingers crossed, they can hold up okay. Now, okay, so this didn't work. Big boys. You did not wait. These guys were meant to be attached. And they just straight up did not go. Well, I guess at least it was relatively easy for my troops to get over here, but... How am I meant to... Cannot move in here as the unit lacks... Like, I don't have an exploration of this place done. Nor do I have any explorers. Is this something I should have maybe done a while ago? Forcing me to explore all this territory I don't care about. Just in case, we better move over here as well. I just legitimately have no idea, like... Can they not share their maps with me? I feel like they should have just share knowledge. Embraced institutions. Shouldn't they just give me their maps if they're a colonial nation? This seems really absurd. I would have to steal maps from them. Well, dude, I have good news and bad news. The good news is I'm here to help you. The bad news is I cannot help you. I guess the other news is I will start exploring everywhere that I can over here. Which, I don't know, maybe I should have been doing before, but... It just didn't really seem pressing. But I'm willing to take a mass expense and just do this. Get it out of the way. Share maps was written there. There's steal maps under covert options. Request food access. Share maps. I could share maps with them. But they can't share maps with me. Riddle me that. Well, here's the good news, is that we've basically won the war already, so... Am I in charge of the war? Ooh. Take over market center. I mean, it's not the best market center, but it could be good. Become a tributary. You guys are looking for this province, I guess? It's work for business to conquer any location directly. Oh, okay. Oh, we're trying to make them a tributary. Forced tributary. Subjugate natives? I don't know that I want to do that. What would their peace deal be? Forced tributary. War reparations. 64 bucks. Wait, no, I want that market control. Nice. Oh, what's even better is it actually put the market in this really good natural harbor that I have here as part of the Caribbean. Oh, that's dope. We're going to build a settlement there. How many people live in this place? I bet you the answer is not a lot. 3,000, actually. That's not too bad. Build a cathedral here as well. Probably a monastery for good measure. Villages we won't need, but we will need a mason. At least. So this is now counts as another one of our markets. And we have all the trade advantage here. So whatever they need, we can start pulling. I could probably get cheap gold out of this market now too. That'll be nice. That'll be very nice. All right, Athenian market, our geo builder. Let's just like spend a ton of money here. Guiambo market, our geo builder, spend another like 500 bucks here. Ignore everyone's crusades. I guess I could also say our geo builder in this market. Which I'm basically just saying build everything. All right. And we have a bunch of explorations kicking off. Rebels is on its way down. At least for the Lutherans. The Turks, not so much. Though we are assimilating a bunch of them. The war of religion is going bad. The Catholic League, which was extremely strong, is rapidly falling apart. Uh-oh. And the Reformation is still going on. Yeah, because it'll keep going on until the war of religion is basically over. Yeesh. So I'm also just going to throw all these guys back on this boat. And then I'm going to say both of these boats can sail back to Athens. Have fun. All right. Zeal is missing naval supplies. I could probably help these guys build up some naval supply stores. We could build a naval supplies workshop here. Well, apparently I can't. Oh, I can build a bridge, though. There's no need to build naval supplies guilds when we can build naval supplies workshops. But I can't build those here. We could take 10 prestige and just have Bulgaria mad at us. What if I click naval supplies workshop? No, still won't let me click it here. That's not great. Yeah, it will not let me build that. All right. Build a bunch of dry docks back here. I mean, the harbor capacity is always good. I just don't know if it's like what we really need right now. Definitely not developing the interior. We could try to expand the paved road network, but with all these explorations going on, our income is like majorly tapped. I think I'm just going to increase ties to subjects. And we'll see whether or not we can just make like a little bit tighter friends with everybody over there and maybe get some more money out of it. And then I think with the war on Jerusalem done, let's cut this video here. We'll do one more to see whether or not we can hold on to it and really lock and integrate it down. But other than that, that's going to be it for right now. Hope you come back and join us soon. Until then.